Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm building a spa. This idea actually came to me when I was building something else. I wanted to build something modern, but the pack that I was using didn't have the modern aesthetic. It had like the craftsman style windows and stuff. So I decided to save this building style for something else. And then I was like, what if I built a spa? So here we are. This is made up of 3 separate buildings. You have the one in the front that has the fake check-in area, the locker room with the showers and the restrooms, and then the manicure, pedicure, hand massage stations. And then the 2 buildings in the back have the massage tables, the saunas, and a yoga studio, which has Eliza Pancakes as the yoga teacher. And also Don Lathario is apparently a masseuse at the spa as well. I used to come to spas all the time in the game when this pack first came out. I loved the idea of getting massages and attending a yoga class. The one thing that I wish you could have done at spas though is like stay the night, because I do know that there are some spas out there where it's like a retreat type of thing where you can spend like a day or two getting pampered and stuff, and you can stay over at their like luxury hotel. But unfortunately these are just kind of like day visit spas. So like after a while, the pack, like everything else in the game, it started to be buggy and it started to be kind of repetitive for me just a little bit. So I kind of stopped going to them. Also, I wasn't playing on a gaming PC, so anytime I traveled anywhere in my game, it took forever to load, and then it was so laggy. Like if I had like more than 3 Sims on a lot, like forget about it. The game just like refused to work. Which was also part of my problem when I played the game. I would stay home almost all the time when I was playing on my old PC because I just couldn't do anything. I could barely play on my home lot. But they did do the one and only pack refresh for Spa Day, and it gave us nail polish and it added manicures and pedicures to the hand massage chairs. I still haven't been back to a spa since the game updated this pack, but since I've been doing these builds with the base game in one pack, I decided to do a spa. Also, I've been watching James Turner's 24/7 Pick Wallet stream, and I recently watched him play with the spa pack again. I believe he's on like the Strangerville part of his Let's Play right now, so this was like a while. This was like a few days ago. It's been going on for like 8 days now, 9 days. But that was also kind of the motivation to build this one. But as you can see, I'm working on the main building right now. I'm kind of figuring out the shape and what I want everything to be. So back here is just going to be the locker room area. I've got showers in this back long room, and then 2 toilets with some sinks. And then this long room in front of the showers, that's where the hand washing, where the hand massage, manicure, pedicure chairs are going to be. I decided to make the color scheme for this build like the teal, blue, gray color. I also tried to use every single decor item possible from Spa Day. And I say I tried to. There were some items that I was finding when I was almost done with the build that I didn't know where to put, so I didn't use them. But here in the locker room, I'm going to be adding some bench seating in here so you can like sit down and like put your shoes on, take your shoes off, stuff like that. I also hung some robes up on the wall because your Sims, when they do show up here, they'll immediately change into a towel or a robe depending on what activity they're doing. I also found that the Sims, when they come to these slots, they don't actually autonomously do everything. So I didn't want to make this spa like massive and huge. The things that your Sims mostly do here is going to be the saunas and then the yoga class. And then here in the lobby area, I will be putting a computer down to make it the fake check-in area. Your Sims will want to autonomously use that computer all the time. And when I came in to take the screenshots, Geoffrey Langrabb was sitting at the desk on the computer, so it kind of looked like he was a receptionist, which in what world would Geoffrey be a receptionist at a spa? But here I am decorating the back counter. I kind of make it symmetrical in that I have those like, I guess those would be like products that the spa would sell on those light up shelves. And then I got the 2 bamboo stalks, the little oblong vase with the flowers, the towels, and then some of like spa lotions along with some candles. That was something else that I wanted to do for this area. I wanted to make it very like moody and like dimly lit to give it like a calming atmosphere, because when you go to spas, the lighting's like very calm, like calming. It's very dim, it's very dark, and that's kind of what I wanted to do without making the area like pitch black. So I do use a lot of candles. I also use a lot of the strip lights as well. And then something else that I do is gonna be on the outside of the front of the building. I don't show it in this build, but it's in the screenshots. I do use the spa logo literally everywhere. On the outside up front, there's 3 different signs. So in case you didn't know where you were, you would be able to figure out real quick, because I use the tall standing sign, I use the wall light, and then I use the decal on the wall as well. But here I am finishing decorating the lobby. I use the rocks. I use this cool rug. I believe that comes from the artist career in the base game. And here's where I started incorporating the more of the teal color. And I was gonna use this bright, like, I think it's like a locust. I was gonna use that floor light, but I couldn't find a place in this build for it, unfortunately. It just didn't make any sense because I didn't have like a big lobby area to just slap that light down. So I used these candles, I used the strip lights, and this is kind of the vibe that I was going for. It's not too lit up in here, and then I just hang this one light over the desk to make it a little bit lighter. But here is the hand massage station, because before the pack refresh, they didn't have these chairs. These were actually came with the pack refresh. Your Sims would just sit in those chairs and they'd get a hand massage done. But now you can get manicures and pedicures, which I think is really cool. And they also just recently added a whole bunch of nail polish colors to the game in a recent update. But I used a lot of bamboo in here, and then I just clutter up that table back there with some nail polishes and some towels, and I put a hamper back there as well, so the Sims can put all their like dirty towels and stuff in there. And I also wanted to decorate this super simple, because like I said, it's a spa and I just wanted it to feel calm and tranquil. And also, I'm only using 2 packs, so I didn't have a lot of decorations to use. I feel like Snowy Escape specifically would have like a lot of good items to use for this, because you could probably also put an onsen with your spas if you wanted to make it, to give it that much more, or to give it more activities to do. But then I also feel like at the same time, my cat is playing in her tunnel. It's really funny. But like, I feel like at the same time, the Sims would just use the onsen and they wouldn't really use anything else going on at the spa, because you can't really have hybrid lots. You either have to make it a spa or you would have to make it an onsen. You can't have it be both, which is unfortunate. But I feel like if you made it a spa and you added an onsen, it would probably be fine. They would probably use the onsen, just not as many Sims would go into it. But here I am picking out the colors for the outside of the building, and I just quickly decorated the front of the building with the landscaping, and I used very simple landscaping for this as well. I just used some bamboo and some the tall grasses from base game, along with the hydrangea plants as well. And then I used the gravel texture, and then up front I also used some succulents as well. I just wanted to have some simple landscaping. I didn't think it needed too much, because I didn't want there to be a lot going on. And then we're going to be moving on into the final 2 buildings back here. We're going to start with the massage and sauna one first, which this one was really easy to figure out. I just slap the saunas back here in the back, and then I just put 3 massage tables. When I was playtesting, nobody was using the massage tables. Like, absolutely no one. They were just all crammed back here in this one sauna on the right. And some people were just standing in there fully clothed. Like, some of them weren't actually using the sauna. They were just in there talking to the people who were using the sauna, which, I mean, to each their own, I guess. That's not really the purpose of the sauna, but here I am putting this, like, teal color all over the place. And then I put some windows in here as well, but I used some base game curtains to cover them up. If I didn't have just the base game of Spa Day, I'd probably use the Desert Lux curtains in here. But I do use the tinted windows, which they're not really that tinted. You can still see through them perfectly fine. But I also put the Spa Day speakers in here as well, because I believe those play like the easy listening music, I think, or like that like quieter music. And then I'm just decorating with the curtains, and I use that candle, the tall candle thing, which used to be one of my favorite items in the game. Like, I overused it when this pack came out. I loved it so much. I used it in all of my houses. I found a place to put it anywhere. I would put it in Sims' bedrooms. I would put it in their living rooms. But now I rarely use it, which is really funny because I found other items to overuse. Specifically, I overuse the Get Famous plant, the little potted one. I overuse that one so much. I think now I'm starting to overuse the one plant from For Rent. And if you've seen my past few builds, I overused that Polaroid object from, or not For Rent, from Lovestruck. I overused that Polaroid object. I haven't used it since because I am going through my phase where I'm using base game in 1 pack, so I haven't used it yet. But back to the build, we are starting on the yoga studio now, and I put a bunch of windows everywhere. I lined this back wall with the light up mirrors, and then I put down the yoga instructor mat, and I put down a bunch of different colored yoga mats because I wanted it to seem like the Sims would bring their own yoga mats to do the yoga class with. And like I mentioned earlier, Eliza Pancakes is the yoga instructor here when I do my screenshots, which makes sense for her to work in a spa. Like, I can just picture Eliza owning a spa and working there. But here's the mirrors. I also add a little meditation area in the back with those 2 meditation stools. And then I'm going to be adding more bamboo. I use the white color in the yoga studio, at least on the floor. And then I use the teal and white on here because I wanted it to look bright and not too dark with the teal color. And then I basically mirror the decorations in the front and the back. You've got the speakers, you got the bamboo, but then back here I add a table and it has like the incense, the stones, and then some more towels. This is where I start to find other decorations that I hadn't used yet. Specifically, I find these big vases, and I didn't think they were going to be that big. I was like, oh, let me just slap these vases up here as another decoration. But then I pulled them out, and they were massive, absolutely massive. So I didn't get to use them. Also, I pull out this waterfall statue, and yeah, that vase, massive. But I pull out this waterfall thing, and I will be pulling that back out later. It's one of the final things we do in the last like minute of this build is I make a fountain outside. But here are the rocks, and then I mess around with the mirrors over here on the wall. I put another one of those candle things. At first I was just going to layer the candles on top of each other, but then the candles for some reason don't stack. Like, it doesn't layer on top of itself, which you think it would, but it doesn't. So I just get rid of the mirror in the middle and put the candle thing in the middle. I'm trying desperately to put 2, but it just doesn't work. And then I'm going to be putting just some simple ceiling lights. And then this is where I start to get the idea to put a fountain down the middle because I saw that like most of the base game spas come with fountains, and most of the spas you see in real life have fountains in them. So I wanted to add one. I thought about putting one in the front, which I probably could have put one in the front. I just didn't make room for it. So I decided to put one back here, and your Sims can walk back here perfectly fine. There's no issues or anything. Um, but this is basically just me putting the final touch on the spa. I use the glowing wallpaper and flooring from Spa Day. I make it the teal color to match the color scheme that I have going on. And then I just add this waterfall piece along with a few jets and fountain heads and those like square pedestals that look like you could like walk across the water on. Um, but this is the end of the build. This is up on my gallery if you would like to download it. Just look for it under my ID, Lissa Marie 23. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!